What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Carnage Reigns, the Omega issue, bringing an end to our 7-part event, with CLETUS Kasady having the Extrembiote Armor. We have seen him truly upgrade, just wreaking havoc all over this city. We had Tony Stark show up in his Dragon Slayer armor, being able to save Miles' life because he had a hole punched right through his chest. Miles is now wearing the Iron Spider, and together they are making one last push with the help of the Cape Killers, Scorpion, Electro, Taskmaster, Hightail, and Red Goblin. Red Goblin not part of the Cape Killers, but also out here in this fight trying to take down CLETUS. Can our heroes win, or will Carnage reign? Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Miles and Tony, the Iron Spider and the Dragon Slayer. The two of them now up to 100%. Miles feeling better than he ever has his entire life. They are headed directly for Carnage. They waste no time, they get into this fight. And while they hit Carnage with everything they have, Carnage, he hits back just as hard. With them getting knocked down to the ground, Tony is recognizing that they gotta end this and they gotta end it quick. That if they continue on this city is going to be destroyed. And so Tony gets an idea. This Dragon Slayer armor isn't just for looks. He created it months ago after CLETUS had stole the Extrembiote suit. He knew he would be back, and so he prepared. What he needs to do is get inside of CLETUS. Get inside the Extrembiote armor. Inside of his suit is a special EMP, so if he can get inside and detonate, he can take out this armor completely. As he grabs his lance and shield, everyone prepares for the final push. Everybody goes in on CLETUS, and as they make their moves, they see that they are still getting freaking thrown around, with CLETUS recognizing that he needs a little bit of assistance. That's when he calls in every single person that he is infected. This city comes swarming down on them, and this is where we have the arrival of those 3 Iron Man suits, with CLETUS completely taking these men over, operating them like the puppets. We have Red Goblin, who is also jumping into this fight. Iron Man begins to take on the other Iron Man suits. While he focuses on them, we have Hightail. She is focusing on all the civilians, doing her best to knock them unconscious, but not really hurt them. They just need them out of the game. It doesn't take long, but the other Iron Man suits are quickly taken down by both Iron Man and the Iron Spider. As this fight is ongoing, we see Kenneth Neely up in the helicopter with Agent Gao. We see a small sliver of Extrembiote. It makes its way onto this helicopter, and Kenneth wastes no time grabbing hold of it, as he grabs the pilot and aims the helicopter directly to the ground. Iron Man shields up as this helicopter explodes once it makes impact, and Kenneth, still alive, going over to find CLETUS, saying that he finally understands, telling CLETUS that even if you're able to be Iron Man and Spider-Man, you still need the Carnage symbiote. Your Carnage is out there in the stars and he is waiting for you. CLETUS, not wanting to hear any of this, he absorbs Kenneth. He absorbs everybody that he has had hold of. This puts him back up to 100%. As CLETUS continues his fight against Iron Man and the Iron Spider, Iron Man prepares for his final blow, saying that he needs about 5 minutes, that he's gonna use the nuclear option. We dive into the mind of CLETUS Kasady, into his own personal hive that he has created. And the whole time, Kenneth, now in death, is still talking to him, still letting him know that you must go find Carnage. That Carnage is ascending to godhood, that you can have that kind of power, that you can be perfect. If you and Carnage get back together, you will be unstoppable. And so CLETUS, seeing that he might actually be losing this battle, he goes to leave. He goes to find Carnage, Miles not allowing him to leave, webbing him up the best he can, bringing him down to the ground, with Miles refusing to let him off planet. The two of them entwined, both of them going blow for blow. We see him try to use his Venom Punch. Knowing that this had worked before, he is hoping that it'll work again. Or at least, so he thought. That's where Iron Man makes his arrival, coming in at full force, going right into the chest of Carnage. He activates the EMP and he lets it detonate. And we see Carnage go in all directions. A huge EMP blast. In a matter of seconds, this battle is over. The battle has been won. Everyone in disbelief that it is over. Nobody's sure if they actually took care of CLETUS, but by all appearances, he has been taken down. With Iron Man completely out of juice, he calls in a ride. Him and Miles, they head out to White Castle before he drops him off at home. With Miles getting home, saying hello to his family, hugs, kisses, all that good stuff. Back somewhere in the city, we see a small sliver left over, because CLETUS Kasady is not gone. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so this has finally come to a close. This last issue, like again, it was another 30 pages of fighting. Like, I love a good 30-page comic, don't get me wrong. But we just had 6 issues of this fight. And you're telling me the entire time, all Iron Man had to do was fly far enough away where he could come in, go into the chest of Carnage, and detonate an EMP. I don't understand why that didn't happen sooner. It makes no logical sense to me whatsoever. And then, at the end of the day, as everything's getting cleaned up, nobody notices that there is a giant pile of red goo just sitting in all the destruction. Iron Man takes off quickly, the Cape Killers take off very quickly, all the heroes leave the scene almost instantly. You would think that if you're truly concerned with CLETUS Kasady and him not being dead, that you might take 5 minutes and look around. Honestly, this story would have been better told in a giant size issue. You give us like 45 pages, 50 pages, and you could have told this story in a one-shot. I think my issue is that it dragged out over the course of 7 freaking issues, and it was one giant fight from issue 1 to issue 7. And then every time we think someone's defeated, nope, that's just a lie. Guess what? Here's a power-up. Here's the Iron Spider. Here's CLETUS absorbing a bunch of people and getting back up to 100%. None of it actually made any real good sense. It felt like it just was dragging on far too long for far too much. But it does seem like the overall outcome is CLETUS Kasady has finally come to the realization that he needs Carnage. And so we have the possibility of CLETUS and Carnage coming back together as one. We still don't know what Carnage is doing out there in the stars. We saw him with John Shade, but we really haven't seen him since. I think Carnage becoming a god, or at least going out there and wanting to kill gods, that's the much better story here. This was rather lackluster. It felt more like some page filler than anything else. But I am highly anticipating Carnage fighting against Null. I'm very excited to see what comes next, and if anything, this comic really did let us know that CLETUS Kasady and possibly Carnage are gonna create their own hive mind. And that opens the door for so much potential. If I were to rank this event, I would probably give it like a 5, maybe 6 out of 10. It's definitely not something that I'm gonna come back and read. It's definitely not something that I'm probably gonna even remember a year from now. But with that being said, visually, it was a lot of fun. The Dragon Slayer suit, the Iron Spider, CLETUS Kasady turning into a freaking dragon. There's a lot of very visual things that are absolutely stunning. But I would say that's probably the only thing that this comic really had going for it. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that happened in this event, be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having multiple different tiers. from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.